Chapter 1840. No mercy, leave none alive. The laws were severed. The lines of laws were breaking one after another. In the blink of an eye, the war god fortress lost its connection to the great world. At this moment, the war god fortress became an isolated island, and all the laws from the great world could not enter it. All the divine lords showed discomfort on their faces. They could not mobilize the laws or summon the Law Star River. Now, they could only rely on their own law power and physical strength. Even the other shore realm felt somewhat unnatural at this moment. However, they knew this would happen and remained calm. Saint Lords were better off. They had their rule worlds, so the impact was minimal. Lin Moyu felt his undying law being suppressed, making it difficult to exert its true power. Only his physical strength was unaffected. Lin Moyu became more convinced of the importance of physical strength, sometimes even more important than laws. Laws still depended on the great world, while physical strength was purely one's own power. The saying,
"Relying on others is not as good as relying on oneself,"
was precisely this principle. Saint Lord Fu sensed for a moment and then slowly said,
"It's done. Everything said here will not be sensed by anyone. The runes can only last for 10 minutes, so let's keep it short."
Saint Lord John nodded, rose into the air, and lightly pointed his finger in the void. The entire war god fortress lit up instantly, and the star projection above cast various lights, weaving into a star map. This was a star domain map, not of the human race's star domain. It was densely packed with star systems with millions of large and small star systems. Overall, it looked similar in scale to one of the 4-star domains of the human race. All the divine lords knew that the main event was coming and focused intently on the star domain, pricking up their ears.
"This is the Buddha clan's Buddha world, and it is our target this time."
As soon as these words were spoken, countless divine lords changed their expressions. Only now did they realize that they were going to take action against the Buddha clan. But no one raised any questions. As members of the War God Hall, they had been trained to be warriors from the moment they joined. Once a warrior was on the battlefield, they needed to obey orders. Questions could be asked, but not until the orders were completed. Saint Lord John continued,
"The Buddha world star domain is divided into 3 layers. The outermost layer belongs to the area below the Buddhas. There are a large number of believers, Arhat realm, and Bodhisattva realm cultivators here. This area has the most people, estimated to be around 10 trillion. The middle area belongs to the Buddhas, with some Bodhisattva realm cultivators and some true believers and fanatics. According to our information, the number of Buddhas in the Buddha clan is about 50,000.
As Saint Lord John spoke, the star map marked the different area ranges.
The last area is the core of the Buddha world, called the Blissful World by the Buddha clan. In this area live the ancient Buddhas and the Buddha ancestors."
Saint Lord John did not specifically mention the number of ancient Buddhas and Buddha ancestors. As this number was meaningless to the divine lords, they did not need to face the ancient Buddhas and Buddha ancestors. Then Saint Lord John began to introduce the specific tasks.
"All divine lords of the 1st to 3rd ranks will attack the outer area. All divine lords of the 4th to 6th ranks will cooperate with high-ranked divine lords to attack the middle area. As for the blissful world, we will handle it. The purpose of this operation is slaughter, leave none alive. Do not show mercy. In racial conflicts, it's a matter of life and death, you should all understand. One last thing to note, besides us, the Star Ocean Fish people will also take action. They are allies, not enemies."
Hearing that the Star Ocean Fish people would also take action, the divine lords did not react much. They had already entered warrior mode and no longer considered themselves divine lords. As warriors on the battlefield, they did not need to worry about anything else and just followed orders. With Saint Lord John's order, an invisible murderous aura began to rise. The war god fortress was filled with killing intent. In racial conflicts, there was indeed no room for mercy. Just like when the 100 Races Alliance invaded the human race, no one was left alive wherever they went. Stars collapsed and all living beings perished. This was the extreme cruelty of racial wars. Humans had experienced painful lessons, so when it was time for revenge, they would not show mercy either. Mercy to others was cruelty to oneself. Saint Lord John returned to the command platform and said to everyone,
In the blissful world, there are currently 3 known Buddha ancestors and 7 ancient Buddhas. Therefore, we will send 4 Saint Lords and 6 other shore realms this time.
Although there were 10 people with 1 more Saint Lord, the situation was favorable for the human race. But it was also possible that the Buddha clan had hidden ancient Buddhas or Buddha ancestors. Lin Moyu knew that besides the human race, the Star Ocean fish people were also involved. Even if the Buddha clan had hidden forces, they would be crushed by the combined forces of the 2 races. The star domain occupied by the Buddha clan was not small, especially the outer area. 50,000 divine lords were enough to sweep through, but it would be difficult to leave none alive. In such a large area, if they wanted to escape, even 50,000 divine lords would be stretched thin. Therefore, the Star Ocean fish people would also send a large number of troops. The combined forces of the 2 races would completely sweep through the Buddha clan, erasing them from the human race. This battle was not only for the human race but also for the Star Ocean fish people. Lin Moyu asked,
What should I do?
Saint Lord Hao said,
Do as you please.
What does
Do as you please
mean? Lin Moyu was speechless. It seemed he was an extra person. Whether he came or not made no difference. Saint Lord John laughed heartily.
Do as you please means you can go wherever you want. You can fight however you want. We won't assign you any specific tasks.
Saint Lord Hao asked,
Do you have any other thoughts?
With the conversation at this point, what else could he think?
All right, I'll do as I please then.
With 5 minutes left, Saint Lord Hao said,
Continue.
Saint Lord John raised his head again and pointed at the star above. The light projected by the star changed instantly, weaving a new scene. At the same time, a large amount of information appeared. Human New Calendar, year 56228, on the outskirts of the Azure Dragonstar domain. A Buddha from the Buddha clan fought a starry sky giant beast, resulting in the destruction of 2 star systems in the Azure Dragonstar domain, the collapse of 3 small worlds, and over 1 billion deaths. Human New Calendar, year 63328, the Buddha clan preached, attempting to forcibly convert 6 human geniuses. After resistance, the Buddha clan killed the 6. Human New Calendar, year 76321, the Buddha clan secretly accepted a commission from the Demon clan to assassinate 3 human divine lords. Human New Calendar. One record after another was vividly displayed. These materials were usually not seen, but the Human Emperor Network had recorded them all. The Buddha clan, claiming neutrality, had done many things to harm the human race over tens of thousands of years. They repeatedly tested the bottom line of the human race. The number of humans who died at the hands of the Buddha clan exceeded 10 billion. At that time, the human race had already recovered but was not strong enough, so they endured many things. The human race's principle was always to either not take action or to eliminate all threats once they did, leaving no future troubles. Now, it was time to settle the accounts. Looking at these records, the killing intent of the Divine Lord surged, growing stronger and stronger. Lin Moyu's eyes also showed coldness.
Personal grudges and the human race's accounts. All will be settled this time.
The last trace of mercy in the Divine Lords was erased. The 5 minutes ended, and the ancient rune lost its effect. The laws of the great world radiated in again. Saint Lord John shouted.
Set off.
Space twisted violently, rippling like water waves. The enormous war god fortress disappeared instantly, teleporting away. 1841. Chapter 1841. Closing the door to beat the dog. The Buddha clan is finished. The war god fortress began teleporting, advancing towards the Buddha clan's star domain at an astonishing speed. Lin Moyu sensed something unusual.
This is not ordinary teleportation.
There are big differences between different types of teleportation. Teleportation arrays use a material called space stones. Warships use the same method. In Lin Moyu's understanding, the War God Fortress should also use a similar method, utilizing space stone materials for teleportation. But now he felt that this was not the case. The entire War God Fortress was enveloped by the laws of space. The teleportation speed was faster and the distance further. Lin Moyu immediately realized that this War God Fortress had been modified, with elements from the Star Ocean Fish People added. Only they had the ability to give the War God Fortress such enhanced teleportation capabilities. Saint Lord Shah looked at Lin Moyu with a smile.
How is it? The Star Ocean Fish People's space teleportation is not bad, right?
Lin Moyu nodded.
Using the laws of space for teleportation is indeed different from using space stones. That's right, the difference is huge. It's a pity that our human race doesn't have anyone who can control the laws of space. Otherwise, we wouldn't need to ask for their help.
Saint Lord Shah seemed somewhat dissatisfied with this cooperation between the two races. Lin Moyu could roughly guess why. They probably had to pay a considerable price. However, the Star Ocean Fish People must have also paid a significant price. The human race wouldn't make a losing deal. Saint Lord Hao said,
There are arrays set up in the Buddha clan. Previously, we could only teleport the War God Fortress to the outskirts of the Buddha world, unable to directly enter the interior. Once the Buddha clan's arrays are activated, the space within the Buddha world will be sealed off, making it difficult for us to attack and impossible to achieve a quick victory. But with the Star Ocean Fish People's space laws, we can ignore the seal and reach the interior directly.
Saint Lord John added.
Not only that, but the Buddha clan's seal will also trap themselves. When the time comes, they won't be able to escape even if they want to.
Lin Moyu asked,
Has the Buddha world sealed off space now?
Saint Lord Fu spoke in a low voice.
2 days ago, the Buddha world announced a temporary closure.
They had just closed 2 days ago, and the human race followed right behind, coming to beat the trap dog. This operation was truly impressive. It was as if the human race knew from the beginning that the Buddha world would close. Lin Moyu pondered in his heart.
It's not that they knew, but that they calculated it. It seems there is a powerful expert in the human race who specializes in calculations, and it was calculated by him. Combined with the Su family's intelligence capabilities, working together, even without the law of fate, the human race can still make arrangements in advance. Add to that the Star Ocean Fish People, the Buddha clan is finished.
With the help of the Star Ocean Fish People, the human race's War God Fortress could reach the interior of the Buddha clan directly. However, the Buddha clan couldn't freely teleport within the already sealed space. Support would become difficult. The Buddha clan also didn't have the human race's human emperor network, making it less convenient and quick to transmit information than the human race. In this way, the Buddha clan had truly become a turtle in a jar. After rapid flight for some time, the War God Fortress slowly came to a stop, like a fish hidden in deep waters slowly surfacing. Saint Lord John had his eyes closed at this moment, observing the external situation through the War God Fortress's arrays. Saint Lord John spoke in a low voice.
We have arrived at the agreed location with the Star Ocean Fish People.
Lin Moyu sensed the aura of laws transmitted from outside the fortress. The aura of laws here was clearly different from usual. He knew that he had already entered the Buddha world. Saint Lord Hao transmitted to Lin Moyu.
This is the border between the outer and middle areas of the Buddha world, a desolate zone. If we were to attack the Buddha world head-on, this desolate zone would become the main battlefield. But now, it has also become our best meeting point. The Star Ocean Fish People will come here to meet with us, and then they will lead the Divine Lords to various star systems. As for us, we will head directly to the blissful world to kill the ancient Buddhas and Buddha ancestors.
Saint Lord Hao briefly explained the plan, and Lin Moyu nodded lightly, indicating he understood. This plan seemed simple but was actually very practical. To reduce casualties, the human race didn't mobilize a large army, but instead directly used high-level combat power for overwhelming force. The War God Fortress waited quietly in the desolate starry sky, making no movement and difficult to detect if not approached closely. Time passed minute by minute, and after waiting for 5 minutes, Saint Lord John spoke again.
They're here.
Lin Moyu sensed a slight spatial fluctuation, with the aura of space laws appearing. The Star Ocean Fish People had arrived. The great battle was about to begin. The doors of the War God Fortress slowly opened, and fish-like warships flew in one after another. These warships belonged to the Star Ocean Fish People, not of high rank, only at the Divine King level. However, the warships were not for combat but for teleportation and transport. They would carry the Divine Lords to various star systems. Saint Lord John issued an order.
Divine Lords of ranks 1 to 3, enter the warships.
The Divine Lords received the order and immediately took action. They moved quickly, maintaining complete silence, not needing any guidance, and quickly completed their self-assignment. The number of Star Ocean Fish People warships was neither too many nor too few, exactly 50,000, matching the number of Divine Lords. Clearly, this had all been arranged in advance. The warships carried the Divine Lords and flew out of the War God Fortress, quickly disappearing. Then another batch of warships flew in. Saint Lord John issued another order.
All Divine Lords enter the warships.
The remaining Divine Lords also all entered the warships. Their target was the middle area of the Buddha world, and their enemies would also be a large number of Buddhas. In just 2 minutes, the second batch of warships also departed. The War God Fortress became empty, with only a few Saint Lords and those who have reached the other shore remaining, along with Lin Moyu. Another warship flew in, also belonging to the Star Ocean Fish People, but this one was at the Divine Lord level. This indicated that it possessed combat power at the Divine Lord level, and combined with the Star Ocean Fish People's teleportation technology, even Divine Lords couldn't stop it. Saint Lord Hao said with a half-smile.
Let's go, this warship is here to pick you up.
Saint Lord Sha also smiled and said,
Go on, don't keep them waiting.
As he spoke, he winked at Lin Moyu, not at all like how a Saint Lord should behave. Saint Lord Fu spoke more seriously.
Be careful.
Lin Moyu had already guessed what was going on. He bowed slightly and turned to fly into the warship. Inside the warship, a beautiful figure stood gracefully. Yu Qingru wore light silver armor, showing a smile.
Where shall we go?
Lin Moyu thought for a moment.
The middle area. All right.
Yu Qingru activated the warship, instantly teleporting away. After Lin Moyu left, another Star Ocean Fish People warship appeared beside the War God Fortress. On the warship were 5 elders of the Star Ocean Fish People, 2 of whom had reached the Saint Lord realm, and 3 at the other shore realm. Including the human race's experts, there were now 6 at the Saint Lord realm and 9 at the other shore realm, far exceeding the Buddha clan. The doors of the War God Fortress closed again, and Saint Lord John shouted lightly,
Let's go.
The War God Fortress teleported once more, heading towards the Buddha clan's blissful world. 1842. Chapter 1842. Ancient Bloodline, Bloodline Resonance. Both sides acted according to their respective goals. Disaster was silently spreading across the entire Buddha clan. In the War God Fortress, Saint Lord Hao asked,
What do you think of Lin Moyu?
This question was directed at Saint Lord John, who nodded.
A promising young man. I trust your judgment.
Saint Lord Sha interjected.
Old John has high hopes for Lin Moyu, hoping he can.
He didn't finish his sentence, as there were others present, and some things could only be discussed among a few. Saint Lord John naturally understood.
Let's hope so, although it's quite unlikely.
Saint Lord Hao pondered for a few moments.
Actually, the hope is not just on him. There's another one.
Saint Lord John's eyes lit up.
Who else?
Saint Lord Hao replied.
Lin Mohan, Lin Moyu's sister. Her talent is unprecedented. A few years ago, during the 4-star domain competition, I helped Lin Mohan advance to the Divine Lord realm with Dao Ti. Since then, her progress has been unstoppable. I watched her personally. From just entering the Divine Lord realm, she advanced to the 5th rank in just a few years. After reaching the 5th rank, her cultivation speed slowed down, but recently, it suddenly accelerated again. Before the fish people visited, she had already broken through to the 6th rank and is now advancing towards the 7th rank.
Saint Lord John listened as if hearing a legendary story. Even with his vast experience, he was shocked. Although he hadn't seen it with his own eyes, he could imagine it. Moreover, knowing Saint Lord How, he wouldn't exaggerate even a bit. Saint Lord John, while shocked, also showed a thoughtful expression.
Such talent is somewhat unreasonable.
Saint Lord How nodded.
I once heard a legend in an ancient ruin. In ancient times, there was a special bloodline. They were born as divine kings, reached the divine lord realm upon adulthood, and could become other shore realm experts with minimal cultivation.
Saint Lord John asked.
Do you mean Lin Moyu has this bloodline?
Saint Lord How nodded.
Not just Lin Moyu. I feel Lin Moyu might also have this bloodline. It's just that Lin Moyu's bloodline is stronger, so her cultivation speed is faster than Lin Moyu's.
Saint Lord John frowned. He didn't fully agree with Saint Lord How but didn't refute either. Saint Lord Fu spoke up.
The world operates on rules, and everything has cause and effect. Even if Lin Moyu has an ancient bloodline, she can't surpass cause and effect. Previously, her cultivation slowed down but then suddenly accelerated. There must be an internal reason. Saint Lord How, has anything special happened recently, especially related to Lin Moyu?
Saint Lord How thought for a moment.
Lin Moyu has been cultivating in the Divine City recently, hasn't gone anywhere, and hasn't interacted with anyone. Nothing special has happened.
For a moment, Saint Lord How couldn't think of anything special. Saint Lord Sha suddenly spoke.
How could there be nothing? Lin Moyu went to the White Tiger Star domain and directly advanced from the 7th rank of the Divine King realm to the Divine Lord realm. Later, he returned to the Divine City and went to the Xian Iron Secret realm, where his physical body advanced from the 2nd rank of the Divine King realm to the great accomplishment of the Divine King Golden Body.
His words reminded everyone. They all spoke in unison.
Bloodline resonance!
Saint Lord How slapped his forehead.
I was too close to see it. How did I not think of that?
Saint Lord John laughed.
It must be the bloodline resonance between the siblings. Lin Moyu's advancement stimulated Lin Moyu's bloodline, causing her cultivation to advance further. Combined with her innate talent, her cultivation speed will far exceed ordinary people.
Saint Lord Fu nodded.
In this way, if Lin Moyu can cultivate to the Saint Lord realm, under the stimulation of the bloodline, Lin Moyu's realm.
The four's eyes lit up simultaneously, and they all thought of one word.
Open the divine path.
Saint Lord John said.
Old How, you should pay more attention to Lin Moyu in the future.
In his view, Lin Moyu's potential seemed greater than Lin Moyu's. Saint Lord How replied.
Don't worry. Both Saint Lord Tian and Saint Lord Jian are watching her.
Saint Lord John asked curiously.
Why did she come out?
Saint Lord How smiled.
Lin Moyu has a sword intent on her. When she advanced, it caught her attention. She originally wanted to take Lin Moyu as a disciple, but I didn't agree, and Lin Moyu has been focused on cultivation and hasn't awakened. But she refused to leave and stayed to watch over Lin Moyu.
Saint Lord Sha laughed.
This is going to be interesting. If that woman insists on taking a disciple, it will be troublesome.
Saint Lord How smiled wryly.
Indeed, it's a headache.
The four chatted for a long time, and the War God Fortress finally reached the predetermined location. Saint Lord John sighed.
Let's discuss this later.
Saint Lord Sha took out a gourd, and the aroma of wine filled the air. He took a big gulp.
Time to kill.
The 4 Saint Lords and 6 other Shore Realm experts stood up simultaneously. The 6 other Shore Realm experts were all from the War God Hall and had remained silent until now. Saint Lord John addressed the 6.
Your target is the ancient Buddhas. Be careful. Understood.
The 6 responded in unison, exuding strong battle intent and killing intent. The War God Hall was born for battle. The War God Fortress stopped its space jump and appeared in the star domain. The doors opened, and 10 people flew out of the War God Fortress. Outside the fortress, 5 elders of the Star Ocean Fish People had also left their warships. The 15 people concealed their auras, and the Buddha clan had no idea that enemies had invaded their territory. The Buddha world was still filled with music and dance, with Buddhist chants echoing in the starry sky. 10,000 kilometers away was the Buddha clan's blissful world, the core area of the Buddha clan. The blissful world was actually a star system, extremely large, consisting of 9 stars and 99 planets. A total of 108 celestial bodies, aligning with the Buddha clan's teachings. Saint Lord Hao whispered,
Let's begin.
Saint Lord John pointed at the War God Fortress, activating it. This terrifying weapon from ancient times, after countless repairs and modifications, appeared on the battlefield once again. The War God Fortress glowed like a star, revealing countless arrays. Then, waves of invisible energy shook the space, creating ripples and distorting the space. Seconds later, several spires on top of the War God Fortress simultaneously shot out dazzling beams of light towards the blissful world. The blissful world lit up instantly, and the arrays surrounding it shattered. Planets within it exploded one after another, and the attack finally landed on a star. The star shone brightly and then exploded, taking several nearby planets with it. With just one strike, the blissful world of the Buddha clan was crippled.
Amitabha.
A Buddhist chant echoed, and golden light rose from the blissful world, with a giant Buddha shadow appearing in the starry sky. The Buddha shadow, like an angry Vajra, shouted,
Subdue the demons.
A hand as large as the star system descended. Saint Lord John snorted coldly, wielding a battle knife and slashing out. The blade light tore through the starry sky, destroying the Buddha hand. As Saint Lord John attacked, the other Saint Lords had already charged towards the blissful world. The distance of 10,000 kilometers was just a step for them. The elders of the Star Ocean Fish People were the fastest, especially the 2 Saint Lord Realm elders, who appeared in the blissful world in a flash and started fighting. There were no words exchanged. They were here to annihilate, not to reason. Invisible space waves swept through the entire Buddha clan star domain in just a few seconds. This was the signal, and the prepared divine lords acted simultaneously. 1843. Chapter 1843. I think it's right, so it is right. Yuqin Gru sensed the spatial fluctuations.
The elders have started to act.
The spatial fluctuations emitted by the War God Fortress had 3 functions. The first function was to signal the start of the operation. The second function was to seal the space. Originally, the Buddha clan had already sealed the space, but this was their method, and they could lift it at any time. On top of this, the War God Fortress, with the help of the Star Ocean Fish People, sealed the space again. All teleportation arrays lost their function, completely trapping the Buddha clan. The third function was to disrupt the space, rendering various communication methods useless. However, the communication methods of the Star Ocean Fish People were not affected, which was their advantage. Similarly, they also shared this method with the human race. The 2 races were unaffected, but the Buddha clan completely lost their ability to communicate externally. They couldn't call for help, and each star system became an isolated island. Upon receiving the signal to act, the Divine Lords had already started their actions. But Yuqin Gru did not stop. She continued to move forward. In the state of double space sealing, Yuqingro's warship could still perform space jumps. However, the speed was slightly slower than usual. Lin Moyu looked at the starry sky flowing like light.
It seems you have a destination.
Yuqin Gru admitted frankly.
That's right.
Lin Moyu smiled.
What if I choose the outer area?
Yuqin Gru shook her head.
You won't. How can you be so sure? True strong people disdain stepping on ants.
Lin Moyu shrugged.
You really overestimate me. I quite enjoy bullying people.
Yuqin Gru slowly shook her head, confident in her judgment. The aura of battle continuously came from all directions, and huge Buddha shadows rose in the starry sky. The two races had officially engaged in battle, and the situation was extremely intense. Yuqing still did not stop, shuttling through the battlefield. Based on the direction of their advance, Lin Moyu found the corresponding position on the star map.
You are heading to the center of the Buddha world.
Looking at Yuqing, Lin Moyu showed a hint of surprise. From the position on the star map, they were heading to the center of the Buddha world. The core of the Buddha world was the blissful world, the world of the ancient Buddhas and Buddha ancestors. But the core was not the center. The center point was the central point of the entire Buddha world, an area with nothing on the star map. Yuqing said,
That's right, we are going to the center.
Lin Moyu did not ask why she was going to the center, but showed some doubt.
Why is the center point of the Buddha world not the blissful world?
He hadn't noticed this at first, but now he did, feeling there must be something strange about it. Yuqing said,
In the center of the Buddha world, there is an unnatural black hole. We have always been suspicious of the appearance of the Buddha clan. According to our clan's records, the history of the Buddha clan's appearance is only about 100,000 years. They appeared very abruptly, with many doubts.
Lin Moyu continued,
So you think the Buddha clan is related to the black hole in the center?
Yuqing corrected Lin Moyu.
It's not an ordinary black hole. It's an unnatural black hole, or you could say it's a man-made black hole. Think about it. Why would there be a man-made black hole in the center of the Buddha world? And why didn't the ancient Buddhas and Buddha ancestors set the blissful world next to the black hole? There must be a reason.
Lin Moyu still had his doubts.
How did you know? Have you been to the Buddha clan before?
Yuqing shook her head.
The Grand Elder said it. The Grand Elder came to the Buddha clan some time ago, marked all the star systems of the Buddha clan, and discovered this abnormal black hole.
Lin Moyu asked,
Besides being a man-made black hole, is there anything else abnormal about it?
Yuqing did not hide it.
The Grand Elder said this black hole not only swallows things but also spits things out.
Lin Moyu was stunned.
A black hole that spits things out.
In everyone's understanding, black holes only swallow everything. No matter how much they swallow, they never spit anything out. A black hole that spits things out is truly strange. Lin Moyu pondered for a moment.
But with our strength, entering the black hole is very dangerous.
Yuqing had a look of confidence.
Danger is natural, but without danger, where would the rewards come from? That's why I use this princess-class warship. It is a high-level space warship at the Divine Lord level, made entirely of space materials, enough to ensure our safety in the black hole.
Lin Moyu had already noticed the extraordinary nature of this warship, but didn't expect it to be made entirely of space materials. Truly remarkable. Lin Moyu examined the warship.
It seems the person who crafted this warship wasn't skilled enough. Otherwise, it should have been made into an other-shore-level warship.
Yuqing glanced at him.
You don't understand anything.
Lin Moyu chuckled and didn't continue to argue. In the starry sky, Buddha shadows kept appearing. Each star system had the Buddha clan's formations, and the Buddha shadows were formed by these formations. Each Buddha shadow represented that the star system had become a battlefield. Lin Moyu held a shell in his hand, through which he could communicate with others. Everyone from the two races had such a shell, a communication treasure specially made by the Star Ocean Fish people for this battle. Yuqing also had one in front of her, constantly receiving battle reports. Through these battle reports, Lin Moyu basically grasped the information of the entire battle. The Buddha clan was resisting, but they were unprepared and were caught off guard by the well-prepared divine lords of the two races. Star systems were being conquered, stars were being directly destroyed. Some star systems were even directly shattered. No one held back and no one dared to hold back. This was a war of extermination, with no room for mercy. Anyone who dared to show mercy would be a traitor to their race. From the information, the allied forces of the two races firmly held the upper hand, and the Buddha clan's resistance was weak. Yuqing said,
We are well prepared for this battle. Nothing will go wrong. After this battle, the Buddha clan will completely disappear from the great world.
Lin Moyu remained silent and did not respond. Yuqingru was silent for a few seconds, then said softly,
Do you think I'm cruel, without any compassion?
Lin Moyu smiled.
It's not you who is cruel, but this great world. In my opinion, there is no right or wrong in racial conflicts, just like the Great War 10,000 years ago, when the allied forces of various races wanted to exterminate the human race. From their standpoint, they were not wrong. The Buddha clan, from their appearance to their current extermination, were not wrong either. They wanted to survive, and we are not wrong either because they became our enemies. Since there is no right or wrong, there is no cruelty to speak of.
Yuqingru's eyes curved into crescents.
This is the first time I've heard such a saying, and it feels quite reasonable.
Lin Moyu stretched lazily, becoming more relaxed.
This is just my personal opinion. Whether it's right or not doesn't matter. I think it's right, so it is right.
Yuqingru repeated Lin Moyu's words.
I think it's right, so it is right.
This sentence was actually quite arrogant, but also carried a bit of dominance. The Princess-class warship traveled tens of thousands of light years and finally arrived at the center of the Buddha world. A black hole appeared in their sight. Lin Moyu's pupils shrank sharply, and he blurted out,
This is not a black hole.
1844. Chapter 1844. I have 18 lives. Yuqingru glanced over with her beautiful eyes, as if asking,
How do you know?
Lin Moyu carefully sensed the aura of the
black hole.
In front of him. After careful comparison and consideration, Lin Moyu confirmed that this was not a black hole. He remembered seeing a similar black hole in the Vermilion Bird battlefield, where a terrifying giant snake resided. Besides that, the aura of an entrance to another world also bore some resemblance to this. One was similar in appearance, and the other in aura. Yuqingru asked,
If this isn't a black hole, then what is it?
Lin Moyu thought for a moment.
It leads to another world, and there might be some extremely dangerous creatures inside.
Yuqingru did not doubt Lin Moyu's words, but asked,
How do you know?
Lin Moyu replied,
I've seen it before. At that time, it was also a similar black hole, and a giant beast of the other shore realm lived inside. But the aura of that black hole was different from the one in front of us.
Lin Moyu's tone was very serious, with no hint of joking. Yuqingru asked,
Is there a way to confirm it?
Lin Moyu shook his head.
If there are terrifying creatures inside, unless they come out on their own or we go in, there's no way to confirm.
Yuqingru's beautiful eyes sparkled, and she decisively said,
Then let's go in and take a look. Don't worry, even if there are other shore realm beasts, we won't be in danger.
She was referring to the protection of the Princess-class warship, ensuring their safety. Lin Moyu nodded.
Then let's go in.
Lin Moyu was already prepared for battle, holding the scales of the abyssal dragon demon, ready to use corpse explosion at any moment. The atmosphere became tense, and Yuqingru's pretty face also turned very serious. The warship continued to approach the black hole, and nothing happened along the way. A huge suction force came from the black hole, and the warship emitted a misty light, blocking all the suction. Lin Moyu took a deep breath.
When you went to the nether swamp before, was it also out of curiosity?
He could see that Yuqingru was very curious. Besides vigilance, her eyes also showed a hint of excitement and thrill. Yuqingru said,
I'm just like that cat, but I have 18 lives, so I won't die.
Lin Moyu couldn't help but laugh, not expecting Yuqingru to joke. The warship finally flew into the black hole, still safe and sound. Yuqingru slowly exhaled, seeming less tense.
Don't let your guard down.
Lin Moyu reminded. Although he was young, he had experienced no less than anyone else. Many times, danger struck at the moment of relaxation. He alternated between using the soul eye and necromancer vision, constantly observing the surroundings. Inside the black hole, a rotating tunnel formed, completely dark with no light except for the princess-class warship. Suddenly, Lin Moyu's expression changed.
Stop!
The warship stopped instantly, and Yu Qingru asked,
What's wrong?
Lin Moyu stared ahead without blinking. In the pitch-black area ahead, he saw the laws being shredded. The ability to shred laws indicated the presence of rule power. Rule power represented the other shore realm or forces from another world. Yu Qingru followed Lin Moyu's gaze but saw nothing. The light from the princess-class warship was very dim, illuminating only a limited area. Without an other shore realm soul, she couldn't see the lines of laws. She looked at Lin Moyu with confusion but didn't urge him. Suddenly, Buddhist chants echoed. In the supposedly safe space, the sudden Buddhist chants, especially in the center of the Buddha world, startled Yu Qingru. Then she saw a Buddha appear behind Lin Moyu. Yu Qingru's expression changed.
How do you have the Buddha clan's magic?
Lin Moyu said,
This isn't the Buddha clan's magic. It's a summoning item I obtained after killing a Buddha.
Yu Qingru completely believed Lin Moyu's words.
What's its use? I can use it to see danger.
Lin Moyu didn't explain further, not mentioning that the Buddha Lich could communicate with the law of fate. Using the true sight technique, the Buddha Lich communicated with the law of fate to see what would happen if they continued forward. A peculiar law fluctuation spread out, surprising Yu Qingru. Mastering the law of space, she was very sensitive to laws of the same tier. She didn't expect Lin Moyu's summoning item to use a first-tier law. She widened her eyes, carefully observing the Buddha Lich, but couldn't see anything. Soon, Lin Moyu's eyes showed disappointment. The true sight technique failed, reminding him of what Saint Lord Hao had said. To prevent the Buddha clan's Buddhas from sensing their plan, they had interfered with the law of fate. This interference also affected the true sight technique, and Lin Moyu didn't get any useful information. Yu Qingru asked,
How is it?
Lin Moyu shook his head.
I didn't sense anything.
Yu Qingru then said,
Let's go and see. Anyway, I've always had good luck, so I shouldn't die. Do you have good luck? Don't tell me you're very unlucky.
Lin Moyu put away the Buddha Lich and smiled.
I've always had good luck. Then what are you hesitating for?
Before Yu Qingru could finish, a more powerful suction force suddenly attacked. Lin Moyu's expression changed drastically. In his soul eye, the lines of laws around them were being shredded. This thing that looked like a black hole but wasn't suddenly increased its rotation speed by 10,000 times. A large amount of rule power emerged, trying to suck everything around it in. The change came too suddenly, catching them off guard. Yu Qingru couldn't react in time, and the warship was already being dragged to the end. By the time she reacted and tried to control the warship to retreat, it was too late. The force was too strong, shredding all rule power. Even the law of space couldn't avoid it. Lin Moyu reacted quickly, summoning the Star Tower Lich in front of him, golden light falling and enveloping both of them. Then a golden armor talisman exploded, adding a layer of armor to Yu Qingru. All this happened in the blink of an eye, not even half a second. The suction force increased dramatically, and the warship spun uncontrollably. Yu Qingru reacted quickly, lifting her feet off the ground, not spinning with the warship. Lin Moyu initially wanted to grab her, but seeing her reaction, he stopped. After all, Yu Qingru was a junior divine lord. Her combat power was not just for show, and her adaptability was top-notch. The warship spun like a leaf in the wind, crashing into the end of the tunnel. Boom! A huge crash sounded, as if the warship had hit something heavy. Terrifying force penetrated the warship, causing many things inside to fly out of control. Then, waves of force hit the golden light from the Star Tower Lich, distorting and weakening it. The golden light was rapidly weakening, on the verge of breaking. Yu Qingru's face turned pale, feeling her strength rapidly diminishing. The golden light shattered, and the terrifying force reached the golden armor talisman. The golden armor talisman flashed and shattered instantly. Yu Qingru couldn't avoid it and had to endure the force head-on. She held a jade token of the azure sky, but couldn't activate it. She tried to mobilize the law of space, but could only use less than 1/10 of her usual power, forming a weak defense. Trying to block the huge impact with this was like a fool's dream.
Cats have 18 lives, I wonder how many I'll lose.
For some reason, this thought suddenly popped into her mind. Suddenly, she felt herself fall into a warm embrace, and golden light shone before her eyes, calming her panicked heart. 1845. Chapter 1845. A Broken World. Golden light shone brilliantly as Lin Moyu stood like an unshakable mountain, blocking all impacts. Yuchingru curled up in Lin Moyu's embrace, feeling like she had truly become a small cat in that moment, filled with a sense of security. This feeling was unprecedented. As a princess of the Star Ocean Fish People, she had always been strong-willed. It was so in her previous life and remained the same after reincarnation. But this experience gave her a completely different feeling.
Are you all right?
Lin Moyu's voice blew into Yu Qingrou's ears like a warm breeze.
I'm fine.
Yu Qingru came to her senses and left Lin Moyu's embrace. The impact came and went quickly. The warship was in disarray, with all decorations and furnishings in complete chaos, nothing like their original state. After confirming everything was stable, Yu Qingru and Lin Moyu went outside the ship. The warship had crashed to the ground, clearly having lost its ability to fly. Fortunately, from its external appearance, there wasn't much damage. Yu Qingru tried to put away the warship, succeeding after several attempts.
My power has become very weak. Just putting away the warship consumed a large amount of energy.
The warship could be considered a magical treasure. Normally, taking it out or putting it away would consume negligible energy, not even a hair's worth. But here, not only was Yu Qingrou's power nearly depleted, even putting away her own magical treasure required a large amount of energy. Lin Moyu surveyed the surrounding environment. This was an unfamiliar world. There was no starry sky above, no clouds, no sun, only chaotic debris. The ground emitted a faint light, becoming the main light source here. Sensing the laws, the undying law seemed to be suppressed, lying dormant. His own undying law hadn't diminished, but he couldn't utilize it. Even if he exerted all his effort, he could only mobilize less than 1%. As for the undying law in heaven and earth, he truly couldn't sense it at all. Spells were also difficult to use, and the undead army was similarly restricted. Using all his strength, he could summon a few, but they weren't very useful. In his soul eye, almost all the law lines in heaven and earth were shattered.
This is a broken world. Did it experience a great war in the past?
Questions arose in Lin Moyu's mind. This world looked very unusual, different from any world he had been to before. This world seemed complete on the surface, but was actually in ruins.
I can't even fly anymore.
Yu Qingrou's somewhat dejected voice sounded beside him. Lin Moyu tried as well and indeed couldn't fly. After reaching the super-god realm, flying had become an instinct for cultivators, especially in the great world, unless in living areas few people walked.
Without laws, we can't fly. What about relying on physical strength?
Lin Moyu had a thought and activated his divine king golden body. He emitted dazzling light, turning into a small golden man. Here, physical strength wasn't affected. Physical strength was one's own power, unaffected by external factors. Whether there were laws or not, it had no impact on the physical body. After activating the divine king golden body, Lin Moyu felt his body lighten. With a thought, he immediately flew up. Flying with physical strength felt no different from usual. Yu Qingru stared wide-eyed.
You can actually fly using physical strength.
Lin Moyu nodded.
You can try too.
Yu Qingru snorted lightly.
Impossible. Although I've cultivated my physical body too, it's too difficult and dangerous. I gave up halfway. Physical bodies strengthened passively only increase toughness. The various abilities gained from cultivating the physical body aren't there.
There was actually such a distinction. Lin Moyu felt he was once again ignorant.
Don't go anywhere. I'll go up and take a look.
Lin Moyu instructed before immediately flying upwards. There were many debris flying in the sky, and the higher he went, the more debris there were. Initially, there were only a few scattered pieces, but after exceeding 10,000 meters, the amount of debris increased dramatically. Moreover, the debris seemed to sense Lin Moyu's presence, each flying towards him. Lin Moyu threw a punch, sending the debris flying. Fine cracks appeared on its surface, but it didn't shatter.
Very hard.
Lin Moyu was slightly surprised. The hardness of the debris exceeded his imagination. He knew how strong his power was. This punch would have pulverized an ordinary planet, and even a sun would be shattered. Yet this debris, not much larger than a head, only had some cracks on its surface. Lin Moyu tried a few more pieces. Regardless of size, their hardness was the same. Moreover, these debris were frighteningly heavy. A piece over 10 meters in diameter had a mass exceeding that of an ordinary planet. Such a stone falling on a planet would directly pierce through it. Yet such heavy stones could float in the sky. This world was filled with strange chaos, incomprehensible. Lin Moyu continued to fly upwards. The stones became more numerous, and after exceeding 50,000 meters, they were no longer stationary but began to fly about. Their movements had no pattern, completely chaotic. They often collided with each other, making their trajectories even more chaotic. As Lin Moyu approached, he suddenly felt a strong suction force trying to pull him in. Fortunately, Lin Moyu's physical strength was powerful enough to resist this suction. Lin Moyu became more cautious. If he couldn't resist this suction force, he would be stuck here forever. He then tested the stones here and found they were even more solid. With his strength, it would take many punches to shatter them. He continued to ascend slowly. Fortunately, the suction force didn't increase, remaining stable in a specific area. Finally, at 100,000 meters, Lin Moyu saw the dome. It was a sky curtain composed of countless debris, so dense they were uncountable, and it was impossible to know how thick it was. Lin Moyu tried several times but found he couldn't break through. He had to give up. He returned to the ground where Yuqing-Gru looked at him with expectant eyes.
How was it?
Lin Moyu shook his head.
There's no way out up there. The tunnel we came through earlier has also disappeared. We haven't found an exit for now.
Seeing Yu Qingrou's face fall, Lin Moyu continued.
Since we're here, we might as well make the best of it. Anyway, you have good luck, so we should be able to find a way out.
Yu Qingrou's expression improved a bit.
All right, then let's go look.
The ground emitted a faint light, with no plants on it, appearing very desolate. The entire world had no signs of life, dead and silent. This situation further confirmed Lin Moyu's initial guess. This was a broken world. Lin Moyu kept his Divine King golden body activated to prevent accidents. In such an unfamiliar world, he didn't dare to be careless. Yuqing-Gru suddenly spoke.
Do you feel cold?
Cold? Lin Moyu's physical body was too strong. Even with spells suppressed, he still had no sensation of cold or heat. But it was different for Yuqing-Gru. With laws restricted, her physical body clearly felt the cold. Lin Moyu expanded the range of his golden light to envelop Yuqing-Gru, making her feel a bit better. Unconsciously, Yuqing-Gru moved closer to Lin Moyu, their shoulders almost touching, with almost no distance between them.
When did you start feeling cold?
Yuqing-Gru didn't feel cold when she first arrived here, indicating the temperature was continuously dropping. What did the dropping temperature mean? Yuqing-Gru thought for a moment.
It wasn't cold at first, but it's getting colder and colder. I feel it's colder ahead, but it might be better that way.
1846. Chapter 1846. One cold, one hot, half a Buddha statue. After hearing Yu Qingrou's words, Lin Moyu confirmed that it was as he had thought. The place where they had just landed was warmer than where they were now. In this world, the temperature varied and was not evenly distributed.
If we consider the cold areas as yin and the hot areas as yang, then the exit must be in one of three places, extreme yin, extreme yang, or the junction of the two.
Lin Moyu thought for a moment.
Let's keep moving, heading towards the cold.
Yuqingru now followed Lin Moyu's words without any objections. She knew very well that if she relied on herself, she would have died here long ago. She now regretted coming here. Curiosity really did kill the cat, no, the princess. The two continued forward, and Lin Moyu would occasionally remove the protective golden light, allowing Yuqingru to feel the cold to guide their way. Each time it was quite a struggle for Yuqingru, but there was no other way. Lin Moyu couldn't feel the temperature, so Yuqingru had to endure the hardship. Yuqingru was quite happy to be able to contribute, even though she was frozen a few times. After all, it wouldn't kill her. Lin Moyu couldn't help but ask,
"What made you decide to come here?"
Yuqingru hesitated for a moment before speaking.
"I told you, you can't tell anyone."
Lin Moyu immediately agreed.
"My lips are sealed."
Yuqingru said,
"Actually, besides being born with the power of space, I have another ability. I can sense things that are beneficial to me, like where there are treasures or where I can gain benefits. Although this sensing ability is not 100% accurate, it is generally reliable. After hearing the elder's words this time, I immediately had a sense, so I decided to come here."
Lin Moyu smiled.
"Then why did you ask me to come with you?"
Yuqingru shook her head.
"First, you are trustworthy, and your strength is very strong. The facts have proven that my feeling was correct."
Lin Moyu smiled.
"Then when you went to the Nether Swamp, was that a wrong sense?"
Yuqingru glared at Lin Moyu with her big eyes.
"I have forgotten everything before my reincarnation. Originally, this ability is not always effective, and it's normal to make mistakes occasionally."
Lin Moyu asked,
"Besides that, is there any other reason?"
Yuqingru did not hide anything and continued.
"The elder suspects that this place is the origin of the Buddha clan and may contain their treasures."
Lin Moyu said,
"To be honest, I am also quite interested in the origin of the Buddha clan."
The Buddha clan was born 100,000 years ago, after Shao Zhantian ended the near-ancient era. But the true origin of the Buddha clan must be earlier, possibly tracing back to ancient times. Lin Moyu even suspected that the Buddha clan might have existed in ancient times. When the Great World was invaded by the Blood World, the Great World fought as a whole, and there were betrayals from various worlds. Was the Buddha clan fighting alongside the Great World, or were they among the betrayers? Could this help clarify some ancient situations? Lin Moyu had to admit that either way it was very attractive to him. If he knew the information here, he might have come voluntarily. Having understood Yu Qingrou's motive, Lin Moyu continued to ask,
"Do you sense any benefits now?"
Yuqingru sighed, frowning.
"I don't sense anything. Maybe I was wrong this time."
Lin Moyu thought of a question.
"What is the accuracy of your sensing ability? Have you ever calculated it?"
Yuqingru said,
"About 60%.
60%. To Lin Moyu, this result was almost equivalent to having no certainty. With only 60% certainty, she dared to come here. She was really bold. Probably 1,000 years ago, she went to the Nether Swamp with the same certainty and ended up dying there, leading to her reincarnation."
Lin Moyu said,
"Have you ever thought about what if you were wrong and died here?"
Yuqingru snorted.
"Don't take me for a fool. This princess came prepared with a reincarnation puppet. At worst, I will reincarnate again, and I won't lose my memory, just some cultivation."
Lin Moyu responded.
"Not bad, very smart."
The protective golden light was removed again, and Yuqingru couldn't help but shiver. After trembling for a few seconds, she pointed in a direction.
"There."
The protective golden light enveloped her again, and Yuqingru felt better.
"It's so cold. How can it be so cold?"
Here, the laws disappeared and their strength was suppressed. The extremely low temperature was enough to freeze any cultivator below the Divine King realm. Even a divine sovereign would struggle here. Yuqingru was lucky. Otherwise, she would have had to use her reincarnation puppet. Following the direction Yu Qingru pointed, Lin Moyu finally found the destination. On the icy and frozen ground stood an ice platform. On the ice platform was a peculiar Buddha statue. This Buddha statue was half translucent deep blue, and the other half was made of stone. The statue was lifelike, looking almost like a real person. Seeking flowers, unfortunately, it was only half. The other half was broken stones, which looked somewhat fierce. These broken stones grew on the Buddha statue, merging with it. From the translucent half of the Buddha statue, it could be seen that the stones had deeply embedded into it. Yu Qingru and Lin Moyu walked onto the ice platform and observed carefully. Yu Qingru said,
"This half-Buddha statue looks a bit like the Buddha clan's relic Buddha statue. It is said that when one cultivates the Buddha's teachings to the ancient Buddha realm, a relic Buddha statue will be produced. If a later Buddha clan member is destined to inherit the relic Buddha statue, they can inherit all the teachings of the ancient Buddha, achieving enlightenment. And this destined person doesn't have to be a cultivator. Even an ordinary Buddha clan member could obtain it."
Lin Moyu observed for a moment.
"This is not a relic Buddha statue."
Yu Qingru couldn't help but ask.
"Then what is it?"
Lin Moyu confidently said,
"Half of the Buddha statue is a soul. If I'm not mistaken, there is another half in a hot place, and in the center of that hot place, there is another half soul, also entwined with stones."
Lin Moyu was very sure. He wasn't guessing, he had seen it. He saw a causal line extending from this half-soul, reaching far away. In this space where the laws were broken, the causal line was still intact. It was this causal line that led to Lin Moyu's judgment. Lin Moyu had more thoughts, but he needed to verify them personally. Suddenly, Yu Qingru felt her body lighten, as Lin Moyu picked her up and held her in his arms. Yu Qingru blushed.
"What are you doing?"
Lin Moyu said,
"Going to find the other half of the Buddha statue."
His whole body shone with golden light, holding Yu Qingru with one hand, and shot forward along the causal line. Yu Qingru, in Lin Moyu's arms for the second time, felt a different kind of warmth again. Besides being protected by the golden light, there was also the warmth from Lin Moyu's body, giving her a strong sense of security. The ground kept retreating in her vision, and the gray ground began to change, turning a light red. She felt the temperature change as well, the cold receding and the heat rising. The temperature continued to rise, and flames appeared ahead. The broken stones turned into fireballs, burning fiercely in the sky. Lin Moyu's speed increased again, and soon, a high platform covered in flames appeared in their sight. On the high platform, a half-red Buddha statue stood, lifelike. 1847. Chapter 1847. Statue of a Human Ancestor. The red flame and ice-blue Buddha statues were identical, also half-formed, but complementary halves. If they could be joined together, they would form a complete Buddha statue. Unfortunately, the other half was covered in broken stones. The stones were deeply rooted into the statue, impossible to separate. Lin Moyu carefully probed, finding the stones growing on the statue extremely solid and immovable. Yu Qingru asked curiously,
"You said these two Buddha statues are souls. But how could souls without physical bodies exist for so long? This place feels ancient. Clearly a very long time has passed."
Lin Moyu was also pondering this question. Sensing the ancient atmosphere, he said,
"Souls at the other shore realm couldn't exist this long, but higher realms might be different."
Yu Qingru was shocked.
"You're saying it's an existence even stronger than the other shore realm? Isn't that just legend?"
Lin Moyu replied,
"Legends are often based on things that once existed. Otherwise there wouldn't even be legends."
Perhaps because Lin Moyu sounded so certain, Yu Qingru smiled and asked,
"Have you seen it yourself?"
Lin Moyu nodded.
"I have."
Yu Qingru's eyes lit up, widening.
"Really? Then tell me, what's beyond the other shore realm?"
Lin Moyu said,
"Actually, this isn't a secret. If you ask the clan elders, they would tell you beyond the other shore is called Supreme."
Indeed, it wasn't a secret, just a name for a realm. Given Yu Qingrou's status, she could easily get an answer if she asked, so there was no point hiding it. Yu Qingru murmured.
So it's supreme. I wonder how it compares to Holy Venerable.
Lin Moyu suddenly had a flash of insight, as if grasping some key points.
Princess, do you know about Holy Venerable's rule worlds?
Yu Qingru nodded.
Yes, I've trained in the Grand Elder's rule world before.
Lin Moyu probed further.
What do you think rule worlds are like?
Yu Qingru answered.
Rule worlds eliminate all irrelevant rules, keeping only the ones needed. It's a world belonging to the Holy Venerable. In the Grand Elder's rule world, spatial laws were very prominent. Training there was twice as effective.
Realizing something, Yu Qingru exclaimed.
Are you saying this is a rule world?
Looking around, Lin Moyu said.
If I'm not mistaken, it should be.
Yu Qingru surveyed the area.
Now that you mention it, it does seem similar.
Lin Moyu had once entered How Holy Venerable's rule world, but his time there was brief and it was too unique, so he couldn't fully grasp it. He only had a vague sense, which became clearer after Yu Qingrou's reminder. If his guess was correct, this was the Supreme's rule world, even more powerful than a Holy Venerable's. Even after the Supreme's death, their rule world remained, forming an independent world. Lin Moyu had other thoughts as well. Suddenly, the heavens rumbled. The fireballs that had been chaotically flying through the air began to violently dance. Countless flames fell from the sky, crashing into the ground and exploding into fierce fires. The entire earth shook, cracks appearing everywhere with flames bursting forth, turning the sky blood red.
Watch out!
Yu Qingru saw a fireball hurtling towards Lin Moyu like a meteor. Lin Moyu reacted faster, pulling her behind him and throwing a punch. His fist shone with dazzling golden light, blasting away the flaming meteor. The massive impact force made Lin Moyu tremble, nearly losing his footing. The golden light on his fist dimmed significantly.
Such power.
Lin Moyu sighed softly, once again embracing Yu Qingru and quickly retreating. Shortly after they left, numerous fireballs crashed down from the sky, targeting the high platform. The fireballs mainly struck the platform, especially the Buddha statue atop it. Fire pillars rose from the ground around the platform, forming a defense against the fireballs. In truth, what needed to be defended against wasn't the fireballs themselves, but the stone fragments within them. The flame's purpose was to burn away these stone fragments. The fragments were incredibly sturdy, resisting the flames no matter how fiercely they burned. Yu Qingru sighed.
How did this happen? Do you know why? Don't speak for now.
Lin Moyu interrupted her. Yu Qingru obediently closed her mouth. Lin Moyu activated his soul sight, searching for something amidst the countless flames. Earlier, he had caught a fleeting glimpse of a subtle karmic thread. This thread seemed to connect to the half-Buddha statue from the sky. Karmic threads weren't always visible, only revealing themselves under special circumstances. However, seeing the thread had largely confirmed Lin Moyu's suspicions. With effort, he managed to spot the karmic thread again.
Let's go.
Lin Moyu said, picking up Yu Qingru without explanation and dashing off into the distance. The sky was violently shaking, and the previously calm stone fragments had become extremely agitated. They rained down like raindrops, each impact creating a large crater in the ground. However, these craters would quickly repair themselves, returning to normal in an instant. Lin Moyu carried Yu Qingru, constantly dodging the stone fragments while tracking the karmic thread. The thread would appear and disappear, easily lost if he wasn't careful. Finally, Lin Moyu found the correct path. An unusual scene appeared on the barren land. Yu Qingru exclaimed in shock.
One side is blazing flames, the other is ice.
A line had appeared on the ground, with red flames on the left and deep blue ice on the right. Where fire and ice met resembled a strange planet, yet was completely different. Lin Moyu advanced along this dividing line, his speed increasing. Occasionally he glanced at the karmic thread in the sky, ensuring he hadn't lost his way.
There's a statue ahead.
Yuqingru pointed straight ahead. Lin Moyu had already seen it, a statue about 100 meters tall, equally lifelike. The difference was that it was made entirely of stone blocks. In a 10,000-meter radius around the statue, no stone fragments fell. It was completely calm. Not only were there no falling fragments, but the temperature had also returned to normal, neither hot nor cold. Lin Moyu finally relaxed, setting Yuqingru down and dispelling his Divine King golden body. Maintaining the Divine King golden body for so long had put considerable strain on him. They approached the statue. Yuqingru said,
This statue seems to be an ancestor of your human race.
There was no doubt Lin Moyu knew it was a human statue the moment he saw it. Its attire was identical to that of the star-shattering Supreme. What he saw differed from what Yuqingru saw. Yuqingru only saw a lifelike statue, but through his soul sight, Lin Moyu could see the soul within the statue. He looked again with his undead vision, confirming the soul was dead. His suspicions were now fully confirmed. This supreme soul had died, yet continued to fight. Such willpower was admirable. Lin Moyu bowed respectfully to the statue. This human ancestor, fighting for the great world, deserved his respect. Lin Moyu bowed 3 times, completing the grand gesture. Suddenly, the statue burst into brilliant light. A beam shot from its eyes into Lin Moyu's mind. Outside his soul world, a majestic figure appeared. 1848. Chapter 1848. Black Stone Supreme, Ice and Fire Heavenly Buddha. In the soul world, a majestic figure appeared. A deep gaze fell on Lin Moyu's soul, and a dignified voice resonated.
My name is Blackstone, Supreme of the human race.
The soul trembled and slowly saluted Blackstone Supreme.
Junior of the human race, greets Blackstone Supreme.
The soul nodded slowly.
The black blood great world invaded, causing rebellions in various realms. The Buddha realm took advantage of the chaos, attempting to divide the territories of our great world. By the order of the Realm Lord, I guarded the territories and fought the Ice and Fire Heavenly Buddha for years. The Ice and Fire Heavenly Buddha's strength was not inferior to mine. I ultimately used my rule world to destroy its physical body and split its soul. I used my own rule world to trap the Ice and Fire Heavenly Buddha, turning my soul into willpower, fighting endlessly. The Ice and Fire Heavenly Buddha's soul was split into 2, not truly dead, leaving a sliver of life. If a junior of the human race is fortunate enough to hear these words, do not let the Ice and Fire Heavenly Buddha be resurrected.
Listening to Black Stone Supreme's words, Lin Moyu finally understood what was going on. His previous judgment was correct. This was indeed a rule world, and it was a fusion of 2 rule worlds. The land belonged to the rule world of the Ice and Fire Heavenly Buddha, while the floating stones in the sky belonged to Black Stone Supreme. Black Stone Supreme used his rule world to forcibly destroy the physical body of the Ice and Fire Heavenly Buddha and then split its soul into 2. Even so, the Ice and Fire Heavenly Buddha did not die. Lin Moyu had suspected from the beginning that if it were dead, there would be no causal lines appearing. As long as the soul of the Ice and Fire Heavenly Buddha could be reunited, it could potentially be resurrected. At that time, if a Heavenly Buddha equivalent to a Supreme appeared in the Great World, it would be a disaster not only for the human race but for all races. Lin Moyu had connected the entire cause and effect and also understood the origin of the Buddha clan. The Buddha clan in the Great World originated from the Ice and Fire Heavenly Buddha. The Buddha clan must have discovered this place and obtained some Buddhist inheritance and secret methods from the soul of the Ice and Fire Heavenly Buddha, thus establishing the Buddha clan.
But later, why didn't the Buddha clan come to rescue the Ice and Fire Heavenly Buddha? The Buddha clan also has Saint Lords. They should have the ability to rescue the Ice and Fire Heavenly Buddha.
Lin Moyu thought for a moment and guessed a possibility. All beings have a side of greed, whether for power or authority. Even after becoming a Saint Lord, this does not change. The strongest in the Buddha clan now are the 3 Buddha ancestors. Their words are law, and everyone in the Buddha clan must obey their commands. But if the ice and fire heavenly Buddha were rescued, they would no longer be the ultimate authority. Just like in the mortal world, everyone wants to be the emperor. No one likes to be subordinate. Lin Moyu felt his guess was correct. It should be like this. His eyes regained their luster, and his consciousness returned. Lin Moyu exhaled deeply. Now he faced the problem of how to kill the ice and fire heavenly Buddha. Directly attacking the soul was definitely not an option. With his abilities, it was impossible to kill a soul at the supreme level. If it were that easy to kill, Blackstone Supreme would have done it long ago.
What should I do?
Lin Moyu frowned, his mind racing. Yuchingru asked,
What's wrong? Are you facing a difficult problem?
Lin Moyu shook his head.
Indeed, I've encountered some trouble.
Yuchingru said softly.
Tell me about it.
Lin Moyu said,
This is an independent world formed by the collision of two rule worlds. In ancient times, Blackstone Supreme and the Ice and Fire Heavenly Buddha perished together here.
Lin Moyu briefly explained the situation. Due to Yu Qingrou's special status, she had access to many secrets. Yu Qingru knew more than ordinary other shore realm experts. After listening to Lin Moyu's words, Yu Qingru also fell into deep thought.
So, you want to kill the Ice and Fire Heavenly Buddha now, but you don't know how to do it.
Lin Moyu nodded.
Yes, and I suspect this place is the Buddha clan's last trump card. If the Buddha clan cannot defeat the Saint Lords, the Buddha ancestors will find a way to resurrect the Ice and Fire Heavenly Buddha. At that time, both our races will face great trouble.
Yu Qingru also fell into deep thought, thinking of ways with Lin Moyu. After a moment, Yu Qingru asked,
When we found the half-ice Buddha, how did you quickly find the half-fire Buddha?
Lin Moyu said,
They are connected by a causal line.
At this point, Lin Moyu's eyes lit up.
I know. As long as we cut the causal line, we can kill the Ice and Fire Heavenly Buddha.
Yu Qingrou's beautiful eyes narrowed.
Although I haven't seen a causal line, I've heard the Grand Elder talk about it. According to the Grand Elder, the causal line is a special law line generated by the law of causality. The law of causality is different from ordinary laws. Ordinary laws are on the surface, while the law of causality is hidden deep within. Even if you can see it, you can't touch it.
Lin Moyu also knew that the law of causality was not easy to break. Under the collision of the two rule worlds, almost all laws were shattered, and the law lines were ground to dust. But the law of causality remained unaffected. This law was too special. It was like the hidden king in the world of laws. Even if you could see it, you couldn't touch it.
No matter what, we have to try.
Breaking the law of causality was currently the only way. Lin Moyu and Yu Qingru returned, advancing along the line where ice and fire intersected. Gradually, Lin Moyu saw a causal line. This causal line extended from the world of ice to the world of fire, representing that the soul of the Ice and Fire Heavenly Buddha was not completely severed. Now, as long as the causal line could be cut, tracing the effect back to the cause, it could cause enough damage to the soul of the Ice and Fire Heavenly Buddha. Lin Moyu tried punching the causal line, but his fist passed through it without causing any harm. Yu Qingru said softly,
Let me try.
She remembered where Lin Moyu had punched, knowing the causal line was there. She used her remaining strength and took out her treasured long sword. The long sword swung, forming a spatial blade. The space was torn like cloth, but the causal line remained unaffected. Yu Qingru asked,
Did it work?
Lin Moyu shook his head.
No.
Yu Qingru sighed.
Although the laws of space and causality both belong to the first tier of laws, my power level is too weak. If I could use the power of rules, it might have some effect.
Lin Moyu said,
Normally, effects follow causes, but this time we need to trace the effect back to the cause, going against the norm, which is inherently difficult. Moreover, the environment here is special, and our spells are suppressed, making it hard to exert full power, which is normal.
Yu Qingru tried 2 more times, but the result was the same. and she had to give up. Lin Moyu knew that ordinary attacks wouldn't work, so he didn't waste his strength. Suddenly, the ground shook, and the stones in the sky began to spin as if a storm was about to occur. Then, a huge rift appeared in the sky, and the aura of the great world poured in madly. At the same time, the aura from the rule world also flowed out. Lin Moyu said,
Every once in a while, this rule world absorbs power from the great world to maintain its existence. At the same time, it expels the parts it doesn't need. This rift is both an entrance and an exit. Let's try again. If it doesn't work, we'll leave and let the Saint Lords handle it. I'm sure they will have a way.
Yu Qingru followed Lin Moyu's words.
All right, I'll listen to you.
1849-1849